One thing as a home inspector that we get asked very frequently is, what are the strangest things that we see in a home inspection? Well, most of the times it's not really a home condition or a home damage that's the strangest. Most of the times it's the things that we don't want to come across, whether it's in an attic, in a crawl space, on the house, or around the house. Some of them are these animals that we're going to show you here. So this is a classic picture, the raccoon peeking out of the roof. This was one probably that some of you have seen, but I wanted to start there. We also see raccoons up in trees that are just kind of keeping an eye on our inspectors on an early morning inspection where the sun hasn't quite risen yet. But the other ones that kind of make you jump back are those creepy crawlies, the things that might startle you coming out of a shrub or a landscape or maybe on a step. We also do come across these things in attic spaces. Now, I know this one was mine. The picture of the snake in the attic definitely startled me. And no, I did not go in that attic because that 4-foot black snake was definitely staring right at me. That may be larger and maybe then smaller, some of the little lizards or creepy crawlies that we find going across floors or decks or patios. You never know what we're going to find. The worst case scenario is when that inspector is trapped in a crawl space, tight, closed conditions, and we see something like a possum staring at us. And that one was a recent one, so that possum was nice and happy down in that crawl space and keeping an eye on our inspector. Now, for me personally, I'm not a spider or snake or creepy crawly kind of person, so anytime I see a spider, whether it's big like this one, maybe it's small and colorful, maybe it's alive, maybe it's dead, I don't want to see it, I don't want to touch it. But trust me, that's why we cover up and put clothes, hats, masks on when we go into those areas like crawl spaces and attics. Sometimes a creature will kind of jump up at you in a fireplace. We get that a lot of times where those fireplace chimneys have animals, birds, squirrels. In this scenario, this was a bat kind of laying down in a fireplace, and no, we did not poke and prod at it to see if it was dead or alive. We just took a picture of it and put it in the report. But the one thing you do got to keep in mind with bats is that bat droppings are considered a biohazard. So you're going to get into some remediation and some big repairs, especially in this scenario. This attic qualified as the most bat droppings that we've ever seen in the 15 years of doing our inspections. So be careful because those bats are dangerous and they can be hazardous if they're nesting inside your attic. And then, as always, we get the soft, fuzzy ones like this mouse. Now, he was still living happily and being nice, warm, and cozy in the insulation of that basement. But we see all sorts. They jump out and scare us like the possum. Maybe they're dead and don't scare us, but still a little gross. And that's why we as home inspectors will go in those areas that you won't.